I want you to speak to us about this new idea or this idea that the Minister of Power is talking about, whether this is a way forward. I've constantly said, talking to experts like you and others, we expect the grid to keep collapsing until the right thing is done. So is this a way out of the situation, decentralizing the grid, and also commenting on or responding to what Mr. Sajo has said as to the impacts of the outage in the north?
Okay, thank you very much. First things first, the transmission network consists of about 18,000 kilometers of high voltage transmission. Now, it's made a very crucial point that most of the Northwest and all of the Northeast is served by radial single circuit transmission lines, such that once there's an outage in any of the lines, it affects almost the entirety of that region. It then means that if that's constantly been a problem, something needs to be done about it. Issues around vandalism, arson, and all of that have been a challenge. Now, with true federalism, which is what the Electricity Act seeks to do, you can have states now have their own generation, transmission, and distribution. Now, the issue is ability to attract investments, because it wouldn't be those states putting down all of those funds. That's one point. Secondly, I'm aware that there is a drone arrangement between TCN and one of the other agencies, and this appears not to be working as it should. So all of these conversations need to be had. SCADA has been a challenge. We do not have spinning reserves as we should. If these technical issues have been the case for 20, 30 years, that's why I think the current minister is doing quite reasonably well, because many of these problems have been historical, and he's trying to ensure that they don't continue. Now, from an economic standpoint, it would affect factories and industries. Everyone would tell you that the minimum you spend per kilowatt hour if you use petrol or use diesel is double, triple of what Band A pays at the moment. So it definitely would affect ability to compete. And it's not that alone. Recall that we also supply power to Niger, we supply power to Cameroon and Chad, and that also brings in forex. It's going to affect, I understand that this outage is also affecting that ability to continue to do that. So I think it's a serious situation, and because our transmission system is regarded as something of national security, I think more needs to be done. And the idea of each state being able to control its power sector, and even have regional arrangements like Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa having their regional arrangement, and Oyo and Osun State. Beyond being able to island it, then you have an arrangement where you can supply when you have excess to states within your own region. So I think overall, we're on the right path. We just need to do much more around security, infrastructure that is old, and an emergency management system too. SCADA has now been made available, but I'm not sure it's going to function as it should. And ancillary services that should make the grid more efficient, like your spinning reserve should come on stream as quickly as they should. And even the TCN, when it gets funds, I understand in the last few years